Okay, so let's try again, shall we? If we can. Because Instagram's an absolute shit show. Okie dokie, right. This is our second attempt, so apologies everyone. Alright. Okay, Doug sent me an invite. Right, I got your requests. And I have accepted them both. So let's see what happens. Accept, go live. Okay, hey, Josh is here.
Hello.
Right, that's one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you loud and clear, buddy.
Awesome.
Dunk, go live, and then that should work as well. I am hoping against hope. Come on, accept it. I hate Instagram. It used to be so much easier when, like, back in the day. I swear, it's just,
Yeah.
it's gotten worse. I don't know how you could make something worse, but hey, Dunk, any joy, mate. I have accepted your invite like 3 times. Well, your request even. Hang on. I wonder if I can go cancel. Let me see if I can. Dunk Holmes isn't able to join. Here we go. Oh, another Wednesday, another series of issues. Right, I've sent an invite now, Dunk. Let me know if you get that. In the meantime, how are you doing, Josh? You all right?
Yeah, I'm alright. Bit of a cough, but yeah, so apologise if I start like having a cough if they're halfway through this, but yeah.
No, it just said Dunk Holmes has turned on video. Are you there?
Wow. I can see Dunk, but I can't see you.
That's fine. That's fine. If you can hear me and you can see him,
Yeah.
it works.
Okay,
That's fine. I'm waving the arms around, but only Dunk can probably see me.
no worries. Yeah.
So great. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, I've got a bit of a cough, so apologise if I have a cough if they're halfway through, but I'll try and get through it without doing it, but you know. Yeah.
No, grand. Yeah, absolutely grand. Coughs is the worst thing that we've probably, not the least of the worst things we've probably heard on here, so don't worry about that. You're all right, buddy. So, as I was saying in the first attempt, welcome to another episode of The Inquisition, sponsored by Boltstorm Wargaming up in Leek. Tonight's guest is the wonderful Free Spires Gaming Club, aka Josh. And as per our first usual question, Josh, who are you? What do you do? Tell us about yourself. Off you go.
So my name's Josh. I'm the chairman of Free Spires Gaming Group, which is a mental health based gaming community group based in Lichfield, Staffordshire. Our main aim is to get people together and improve their mental well-being. Giving them a safe place to play games, non-judgmental, and yeah, just meet friends and stuff like that. Basically, yeah.
Good stuff. So, with respect to your hobbying and stuff, let's focus on you, the person, and we'll move on to the club in a bit. How did you first get involved into the hobby scene? What age were you, and what was your first stuff?
So, I was about 11-ish when I first got into hobby. I actually went round to my cousin's flat, and he had the old Fantasy Battles Orcs vs Empire battle scene set up.
Yep.
In his living room, and it just, yeah, me and bro was hooked on it. It looked amazing. So about a week later, mum and dad took us to Worcester, I think, Games Workshop, and we brought our first models, which was the Goblin Wolf Riders.
Yes.
Which I think they have released new versions now, but yeah, that was the original Goblins riding the wolves with the square shields and that, which looked really cool. Yeah, and that was my first box set I ever brought. And yeah, so I had a few games of fantasy before I ventured into Lord of the Rings Warhammer, because obviously the films were just coming out, and yeah, it was yeah, obviously everyone was playing it near me, so yeah, we played orcs again actually. So yeah, it's
there's a trend going on there throughout. Everything seems to be, yeah. So Seeing as you're 11 at the time, I imagine you walk into a Games Workshop shop. The first thing they said, "Buy our paints, buy our equipment." I know you're quite vocal online of sort of reaching out and saying, "Come on, there's other stuff out there." So, what is it that you're currently using on your minis at the moment? What sort of brands?
Mainly because I've recently mainly on paid to speed paint because time it's the biggest issue I've got at the moment. So yeah, I've been using a lot of the on painter speed paints, which have been a really good for me. Because I don't paint for display, I just paint to get them done and tabletop standard really. So they're not going to win any awards, but they're not bad from the distance.
We've established you as an amateur paints. What brushes do you use? Are you more of a cheap and careful sort of guy, or do you like to spend a wee bit more money on the more expensive brands out there?
So my favourite brushes I've used so far are the Green Stuff World Silver series. They're my sort of go-to. But I will use like the odd other cheap brush or Games Workshop brush if I'm like in my local game. And they're still mid-range, so we've got bronze, silver, and gold, I think. So yeah, they're not like the cheapest, but they're not like the most ridiculous.
See, when you're painting your model, for me personally, I like to always get to rushed of it. Is there a particular part of the model that you love painting, and a particular part that you don't like painting in a model?
Painting's really funny with me. I'm not a massive fan of painting in general, so if I can get it done as quick as possible, that's better for me. But I do enjoy sort of. I don't know actually. I hate painting eyes and faces. They're like the worst. But I don't mind painting like weapons and that. I think weapons can be quite fun sometimes, depending on what weapon there are. Really enjoy painting my fire slay weapons with the wet blending I did on them and that. So, and yeah, I hate batch painting. So anything batch painting just gets done quick as possible. But then if I'm painting something like Moonstone models, something like that, where I take my time a bit more with them, and I enjoy painting them as a whole. Really,
Yeah,
models.
For myself personally, like I always seem to rush at the end when I know a model's near finishing, and then rushing the basing. So I'm trying to discipline myself to bit more in the finishing touches. What about you, Casey? Is there anything that you particularly hate on prefer painting?
I still hate painting skin. Can't stand it. Worst thing in the world. Just can't. Even though I do know I've improved a bit, thanks to some of Rob's tutorials, and I've got a bone to pick with you later on, Josh. But yeah, it's still something that if you get it slightly wrong, it just puts you in a funk, and you're just like for like 10 minutes about it. So yeah,
Hey,
that's
Josh,
it for me.
do you still have the very first model that you painted, and you still look at it in a kind of dreamy sort of way, going, "Nah, those were the days."
No, I mean I got rid of a lot of my early Warhammer. Yeah, I sub dipped in and out of it in my teenage years. So like I used to collect it, then I used to like just get rid of it, and yeah, and but I've got none of my original models. Probably about maybe about 10 years ago, probably my oldest model I've probably got. I couldn't tell you what it was off the top of my head, but probably some kind of blood angel or something. But I was pretty awful back then as well. So yeah, um, yeah, yeah. It's probably one of my blood angels, which I don't know where they are at the moment, but yeah, they're probably about 10 years old. So
Cool. So the bone I wanted to pick with you then.
yes.
In some way, this is because of you. This little Inquisition show that we run. donkeys ago, you and Rob used to do your hobby hangouts.
Yes.
And I was always tuned in, always a fan of them. And then Rob one day was like, "Oh, can you do me a favor and cover me?" And then this has sort of just grown it out of that. And yourself and Rob don't do them so much anymore, but it seems now that Wednesdays is my night now. We've taken over. But, no, I have to say, like, I don't think deep down, and I don't know, Duncan could probably agree with me on this, that the Inquisition would exist without yourself every Wednesday night jumping on, you and Rob for an hour, painting something and just chatting a bit of rubbish. Because that was how me jumping in with you one night and Simon jumped in and Dunks jumped in, it sort of just grew out of that. I know obviously you did the club on Wednesdays for a bit, but why don't you just dabble in the lives anymore? I don't seem to see you online that much.
Life. It's the me and Rob's schedules have like just gone a bit like opposites at the moment. So when he's free, I'm not, and when I'm free, he's not. So it has just sort of like been trying to, find a night where we've both been together, which we haven't got kids to worry about, or my eldest daughter's just been diagnosed with autism as well. So we've known for years, but she's officially had diagnosis a couple of months ago now. So we've been dealing with that, processing that. And, she's getting a bit worse recently as well, which has took a lot of time. So that's another reason I haven't been on social media.
Can I just say, Josh, right? My son was diagnosed as well. Must have been about 10 years ago now. You know yourself when you're a child. Now, my son's is autistic. I was on the spectrum and he's also got ADHD. As a father, I felt as though it was my fault, but giving them that extra support. Like one of the stories I'll tell my friends and that about my son is that his bunk beds one day, and I was like, "You fucking jump off this bed and help me tidy up this room." His room is an absolute mess. And my son's very literal, so if you tell him to do something, he'll literally do it. So he jumped off his bunk beds and then was hobbling. Complaining. He got a sore leg. I was actually fucking jumped off the bed when I told him to jump off the bed. And another time, we were tidying his room again. I was like, "You put that tablet down and help me tidy up your room." And instead of any other normal person putting it on the bed or putting it on the side, he just dropped it right where he was because he was that literal. So try and reach out for the support, mate. It's a long journey, but we've never treated them any different to how we would have treated the other kids. Like, and it's just they just need that bit of guidance, and especially now. Sorry, I'm rambling on here, but like, my son's 17 now, and you can still see there's that easily ledness in him. So we're trying to really install those values of not being taken advantage of, because it could be taken advantage of. But I mean, like, on the road ahead of you, and there will be good times and bad times. But man, listen, you'll be grand.
Oh, 100%, yes. Well, I mean, with club as well, there's a few other dads who have got neurodivergent autistic kids as well. So we have set up our own personal group chat where we just talk to each other, support each other through it, which has been really helpful. So, we've sort of like got a sport group within the club, basically.
Reach out to me as well. Like, my wife works with IDs as well. And if you're needing anything, like, she works with intellectual disabilities for anybody who doesn't know what IDs is. So if you ever need anything any help, mate, or any chat or slagged off or anything, then give me a shout and I'll be sure to help you out if I can, mate. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it. No, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, sorry, we've gone a bit off topic there, haven't we, about wargaming and that. But
this is always what happens, mate. Come on, you know what it's like. You know better than anyone. You're the father of this, really. So there you go. That brings us nicely back round. So, so I mean, with respect, club, that's what you're known for. That's what you're always online talking about. You never promote your own hobby. You're always promoting everybody else's.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, how did Free Spires Gaming Group come about?
So it all started in it'll be 5 years this year, actually. Yeah, the club's been run 5 years this year, which is mental itself. But so I had to give up work to become a full-time care for my wife. She suffers from non-epileptic seizures and other stuff. I won't bore people with details here, but I had to become a full-time care basically. And my mental health hit rock bottom. I tried to take my own life a couple of times, and the only thing was really keeping me sane was the hobby. I started slowly getting back into it. I was dabbling into it for a couple of years, but when I gave up work, I was really getting into it again. Then I had someone who was a peer support worker. He basically come and you meet them up for a chat, and a bit like counselling, but big casual. And I was saying to him, I'd love to have a wargaming group, but there's none around, and you have to travel out, and quite far out, and she went, well, why didn't you set one up? And also, well, I haven't got a clue how, and they said, oh, we'll help you. So, and then I sort of got the ball rolling, and started off in local Tesco's, got a community room, which they rent out for free. So I started there, which is really random place to have a wargaming place in Tesco's, but it's it got the ball rolling. Started in July of 2019. It was okay. It was mainly board games and a few other, just the odd Warhammer game. There was mainly like kids turning up because it was free, and it was sort of a bit like a crash, I suppose, at the start. Mums and dads dropped their kids off while they did shopping, basically. We was basically looking at people's kids for a bit. So, but then obviously COVID hit in 2020, and obviously that shut down. Which was, obviously for the club. Luckily, Rob's the only reason the club is still going at the moment, because I was ready to throw in towel in when COVID hit and just give it all up. But then I did start me and Rob started doing the live streams, and and we generated a fair few followers ourselves, and a few local people started following us. And then when things were starting to come back normal, I was having a few people asking, "Oh, when's the club coming back? Love to come down. Am I still going to run it?" And I thought, do I? Don't I? And I thought, okay, I'll give it another couple of months. I'll open up a couple of months. Find a new venue, because Tesco's wasn't still open, their community room. So I found a little building called Crook House, which is a 15th century building. It's really, really nice building. Holds about 20 people in, with tables and it's very small, but started there, and I think about 25 people turned up first night, and all of them got back into it throughout COVID, and it's just snowballed ever since. Was at Crook House for about 18 months or so, then we outgrew it, and now we moved to Kirby Community Centre, which is like a sports hall basically, and we get about 25 to 30 people most weeks now. And we've built up lots of friendships as well, where people have at club, and they're always hanging out outside club now, and a lot of people have made really good friends there, and do the odd meal out and here and there as well. So we're trying to make it a social event, as well as it's not just everyone turns up once a week and we don't see each other a week. But, we've got WhatsApp groups, we've got members only groups, and we're always encouraging each other and stuff. So it's become a massive support network for a lot of us, actually. Including myself. I'll be lost without club. Myself, and I know a few of people, really appreciated club. over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a journey when you think about it, from just a room in Tesco that was free.
Yeah.
People would dump their kids on to 25 to 30 people every week. You know, you're constantly posting up, like you're running tournaments. You got your Blood Bowl League, which again, I know lots of places are doing like Blood Bowl leagues at the moment, and it's really flying.
Yeah.
What would you say your standout system in your club is? Is it? I imagine it's going to be 40k just because of the popularity of it, but.
Well, yeah, 40k is the most popular game. Obviously, Blood Bowl's quite popular. Obviously, we've got a Blood Bowl League going. D&D is becoming quite popular recently. We've managed to skill one of the other rooms, and people have been playing D&D now, which is a bit more quieter than the main hall. So they're a bit, so to hear themselves think, which, and obviously I always push Moonstone anyway, but, I'm always offering people who demo Moonstone and pushing Moonstone. So, but yeah, Warhammer 4K is like miles ahead of everything else. Mainly because how popular it is. We're hosting our first tournament in May for 40k, which this year as well we've also had a committee, got a proper committee now. So I came to a realisation that I couldn't run it on my own anymore because it was just far too much work. I needed help because trying to set up the hall and run events now with 30 plus people every week is, on your own. It's very, very hard work.
What would you say?
I can imagine,
yeah.
The age demographic, what's the youngest person you've got playing and what's the oldest person you've got playing?
So, the youngest is 9, who comes with his dad, plays D&D most weeks. And the oldest is about 62, I think he is. So, we've got a massive range of people, but everyone plays with each other as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have some of the teenage kids who are just going to Warhammer playing against some of the seasoned veterans who are tournament players and they'll give them tricks, show them tips and so but we're one of these clubs where we're not bothered if you don't know all the rules. You're there to have fun. I've got rules every week. That's why I normally lose most of my games because I get most of my rules. So, but I have fun. I'm rolling dice. I'm with people I enjoy being with. And I'm just having a blast really. And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's escapism at the end of the day, isn't it? It's like you can go and leave things aside for an hour and a half where you play your 2 turns and then you're tabled by a 15-year-old, and then you can go back to the reality of dishes and shopping and all that. I mean, for me, that's what Warhammer, and even the painting is. Take it that would be the same for yourself.
Yes. Yeah. We get people just come and paint every week. They don't game, they'll just come and paint. Or there's few of the teenagers who literally just come and then play in the switches at the club. But if they're happy and I've got nothing against it. It's meant to be a safe place for everyone. Everyone's welcome. We've got a club army, so people can't afford to do Warhammer. Obviously times are hard at the moment. We can lend them an army for them to come down and play, and to them feel like they're included, and we try and give them a free miniature if we've got them in stock and that. So
cool.
Yeah, try to make it inclusive to everyone.
So,
at what point do you turn it into a cult where they start worshipping you as their overall leader?
They've been doing that for a year or two now. They always call me the chapter master or stuff like that. So the leader, and but I always say to people, it's not my club, it's our club. Because okay, I run it, but it's the people who make the club. If it wasn't them, there wouldn't be a club. So I might do all the set up and organise stuff and that. But if it wasn't for them to turn up, it would be me sitting in the room on my own. You know what I mean? So it's not my club; it's
The sign of a
our
good
club.
cult leader.
You know,
And you say it's ours, but really you're meaning this. This is my baby. Like, I've had this for 5 years old. You will all be drinking poison soon enough, and you'll be worshipping me as the god that I am. And I totally stand by with that, Josh. And I suppose tonight is your man for world takeover. Would that be the case? And how you're going to spread the bees throughout the world?
not quite. No. Yeah. So
No.
you
I'm
want me
actually only
to do an
kidding on.
announcement now,
We can
or
leave
what?
that till later if you want.
No.
But I was just saying, like,
Okay.
yeah, it's so
That's
good
fine.
that you've managed to build a community like that, and that people can just be themselves, and I mean that, and be able to have that safe space and just do what they need. And like as Casey said earlier, for some of your podcast lives that I would have watched, like would still be nowhere. You know what I mean? I'll probably just sitting there, I'll be playing Elden Ring or badly painting miniatures, and Casey would be doing whatever he does in London. I don't know.
Yeah.
Working or getting showered at. That's about it.
Well, I think they said with the hobby, you know, you sort of want to make people feel welcome. You want people to, it's the hobby's there to enjoy, whether you're virtual or, or in person. You know, hobby's for everyone, not just the people around you. You know, yeah.
So, a couple of more questions about club. Moonstone.
Yes.
I feel like you are one of the biggest promoters of it I see online. What got you into that, and how are you involved in that then?
So Moonstone came. We was back in another Kickstarter. Me and wife was, and we was looking at it, thinking, can we really afford to do this? This before the pledge ended, and was like, can we really afford to throw all this money at this game? What's not going to be here for a couple of years? And we was like, no, not really, So we decided to cancel it. Then Moonstone popped up as another Kickstarter, and I just looked at the minis and I thought, there's fairies, there's whimsical kind of. I thought that looks really cool, and so I had a look at it, and I was doing their Uprising Kickstarter where it was the new Thorns faction and that, which is, I think it's the third Kickstarter, if I remember right. And I was like, oh, that looks really interesting. But I thought, well, if I just cancel the game, why should I back another game? So I was like, okay, I'll do some research on it. And it was a couple of days later, I ended up buying the starter box for it, and I thought, okay, I'll buy the starter box, see how it goes. And I brought it, and I just fell in love with it. It was just absolutely incredible game. It took me a while to get my head around the card mechanics, because obviously you normally you just roll dice and I'd use cards. But there's a few brilliant learn to play videos on YouTube which I followed, and I got ball rolling. And it's just fantastic. You don't need many models. The models are absolutely beautiful. The card mechanics make it unique to any other game I played, and you can play with an hour and a half. So we brought the star set. Then I've just been buying it ever since, really. And my aim this year is to complete the whole collection of Moonstone.
Okay.
But obviously, go on.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. You carry on.
Yeah, and obviously they've got their new Kickstarter coming out this year, which is the Shades faction, which is the fourth faction. And also I've became a Moonstone Goblin, as they call them, which is basically someone who promotes a game. I help them out at Games Expo and last year, and I did a year before actually for a little bit as well. Tom Dion's absolute lovely guy. I had the honour of going down to the Moonstone headquarters for my 30th birthday and having a game against him and play testing some stuff and seeing like up and coming things which I wasn't. They've been released now, but I wasn't allowed to show anyone. And yeah, it's been really cool.
So what you just touched on there was something else I was going to. The follow-on question to it is, how did you end up becoming the Moonstone Goblin, as you say, and being able to help out a company at a game expo? That's a pretty big deal, really, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah. It's such an honour. I really enjoy doing it. It's not a very well-known game, but it's a very loved game. I mean, they won 2 awards last year at Games Expo. They've won best miniatures and best rule system. So, it's getting very popular. Would I overtake 4K? Probably not, but I don't think it needs to. I think it's, everyone I've done demos for has loved Moonstone. I've never had anyone come away and think, oh, that was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
It's because it's so different to anything else you play. So
cool. Yeah. And since you've sort of become such a big proponent of it and a big fan of it, I know you say you're running demo games of it at the club. Have you found there's been a bit of an uptake in your gaming group with people playing it with you and getting involved with it, or are they just sticking to what they know?
A few people getting more involved, but the problem is, because I've got a big range of models, everyone just uses my models. Yeah. I would say, which I'm trying to get them to buy their own so they support the game, so they can do other stuff. But likewise, I don't mind people using my models because, I know times are tough and that, but yeah, it's I did a Moonstone demo last week and we had 4 people playing. So 3 of them never played before and 1 of them has played it. But yeah,
cool.
Seems
like it's got a good little, a nice voice in yourself, being able to push this forward and really help them out. I see the models that you're putting up of it, and they all look cracking. They look amazingly little put together.
Yeah.
I think it although I've not yet dabbled, I probably will pick something up to paint, because I think it's like you said, they're all sort of quirky. They've all got their little unique characters in it. They're really well thought of, rather than just being, here's 1,000 skeletons, paint them.
Yeah. No, every character's different. Everyone's individual. You can have so much fun painting each one and taking time, because once you paint that one, you don't need another one of that person. So
yeah.
And I think another thing what draws me, there's no points limit, so you can pick the models you want from that faction. So if you like a 1 box and another box, just buy 2 boxes, and you need 6 models to play. So it's not like you have to spend hundreds and hundreds for it.
And I mean, there's been a bit of love with the game in the chat as well. Last week's guest, Mighty Lancers, they were saying it's an absolutely beautiful game as well. So that leads me on to my next question.
Yes.
You said that you helped out at an expo with it. Are you planning on doing any expos this year at all?
Yeah. So Tom's asked me to do Games Expo with him again this year, so I'm definitely doing that one. Apart from that, I don't really have the time to go to any others this year, unfortunately. But I will be at Games Expo helping on the Moonstone store.
What day is that, in case people are interested?
So I'll be. What day do you say?
Yeah, because it's across this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's on the 31st of May to the 2nd of June, I think, if I remember right.
They're all 3 days, or just 1, 2?
So I won't be there on the Friday because Kids and Club. I'll be there on the Saturday and Sunday, I believe, as well. So, yeah.
So there you go, people. In the video, if you're getting your fix, go Saturday or Sunday. Don't go Friday. He won't be there. Don't go Friday. If you want to see
if you
don't go Friday. There you go.
Go this Friday, you won't see him, but you can also catch Elements of Powers there over the weekend as well. They'll be down with former guest SJ Paintswear, which is also a new game that's coming out this year. They're sponsoring us now for the next couple of months. Some of the models are absolutely beautiful as well. So looking forward to seeing how they run for the rest of the year. And they're actually coming back on in May just before the convention as well. So it sounds like you're a very, very busy man, Josh. Right? And with your ever-growing cult, every good cult leader needs a cult sidekick. So, Josh, does she dabble in the miniature hobbying, or does she just sit back and go, Josh, go and get your minions to go and start doing some stuff?
So, without my wife, I wouldn't be where I am today with the club. She's been a rock to support me. She has dabbled into like Moonstone and that, but with her health issues and that, it's quite hard to find time to play against each other and that. So we've rarely played games at the moment, but we've played a lot of Warcry, played Moonstone. But yeah, she's an absolute rock with it and always pushing me to bring the club forward and make it work. And
cult father and cult mother, there has to be cult children to then step up and take over the mantle if anything was to happen to the cult leader. Your kids dabble, have they taken up the tabletop gaming and painting side of things, or are they still a wee bit too young yet?
So my eldest will be 10 on Monday, and she's quite into D&D. She's done a few D&D sessions with me. I have been running D&D at her school as well, at school club, which has been. I haven't done it for this term, or I think I might be doing it next term, but I need to check. But yeah, that's been quite fun doing it D&D at school and trying to like play with 9-year-olds. You know, D&D. It's just mental because they just want to kill everything, and you know, like you tell them not to drink this green liquid, and they went, yeah, but I want to drink it, and I'm like, well, okay, drink it, but you know. And it's it's quite fun. But yeah, I ran a D&D game at school, and all the teachers wanted to play. So after Christmas, I actually went around one of the teachers' houses and ran a game for some of the teachers because they was all intrigued, which was quite funny as well. But yeah. So she's in the D&D. At the moment, so I'm getting her on now. She's painted a few D&D models in the past, and she's got a few more she wants to paint up. Now, so yeah, she's.
My final question is, which I've just totally forgot now. It was an absolute clinker of a question as well. I'm not going to lie to you. It was it's like one of the best questions I've ever thought of, and I can't remember it. No, well, Tracy, I might have to pass over you until I think of the question again.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take over till you think of your get your amazing memory sorted out. So, with the teachers D&D group, did it sort of creep into your mind that you give my daughter a bad mark, so I'm just going to kill your character off?
No, not at all. I mean, because my daughter's like we're autism at the school have been amazing with her, so I haven't really got anything bad to say to any of the teachers, and they're all really nice people. So you know, so no, I was quite good with them, and yeah.
So Dunk sort of alluded obviously to yourself and your kids, and you mentioned that you've got a dadding group that brings their kid along. Something I've been thinking about this week quite a bit is, you know, the journey of potentially will my kid ever take this sort of stuff up, because he's painted his first mini, he's getting interested in daddy's toys. But when you run in your group, do you tend to get a lot of parents and kids coming along together and actually gaming? Like,
we've had an increase of it, yeah. So obviously you have to be over the age of 13 to stay on your owner club. So that's the rule we did after lockdown, because we didn't want to turn to a crash again. But, so there's about 4 or 5 parents who turn up with the kids now who play D&D or play Warhammer or do other games. So yeah, we're getting an increase of dads and kids. It's mainly dads who turn up, but with them who played it when I was youth, and then that I'm only going to watch, and they end up playing, and then next week, and it's So bit of an increase.
Cool. I mean, that's amazing to hear, because it's always something that, like, we've got. You tune in every now and again with us, and with the variety of guests that we've had, you get so many people that do have kids coming on, and they're chatting to us, and they're talking about their kids getting involved and stuff. It's interesting to hear it from the other side, that you're watching the other side of that conversation almost. That you're seeing that effect coming into play rather than just being told about it. So I think that's really interesting that it is like a father to the typical father to son thing, isn't it? But it's good to hear it. And the kids bringing their Switches. Something just flashed into my mind when you mentioned it. Would you run a Mario Kart tournament?
I mean, I haven't thought about it, but we could do. I mean, I've never really thought about that, but the only thing I'll need to work out is how to hook up to a big screen, because I don't think there's any big like TVs, anything on it in Kerber actually. So I would have to look into that, but
it's something
I've never thought about.
Something that popped into my mind, because I've done it once. I did it at a charity thing, and it was the SNES Mario Kart, and it went down really well. And I mean, if they're bringing their Switches, you don't have to really worry about a big screen. They've got their own screens then, haven't you? And you can just sort of have someone keeping an eye on it. Oh, you beat this person, cool, off you go. And battle mode always, is always an absolute cracker for that. So I would recommend it. It's something that, you can get everyone. Oh, there you go. Who's that got, Lord? Got checked up.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I mentioned Clive's part of the. So Clive's part of the committee now of Free Spies. So, Clive's part of the committee team. Yeah, so Clive just mainly the event planning for us now. Like he's the 40k league was all Clive's idea, sorted all out and that. So Clive wouldn't have a 4K league, and the tournament, what's happening in May, all Clive's pretty much work going into it and that. So,
so he's actually your sidekick then on the club then, more than anyone else. So there we go. But
stuff like one of the sidekicks of my club. Yeah.
I tell you what, I know it was mentioned a second ago. What is your announcement?
So, last year, Warhammer did a Warhammer Heroes event where you nominate people from the hobby, and a fair few club members me to it.
Oh.
And I've ended up winning one of the awards as a Warhammer Hero hobby.
Go on, mate. Well done.
I am still overwhelmed by it, and I still don't know how to react to it. But it's I think it's called a Warhammer Hobby Hero or something, and you get your name in Bugman's Bar and everything. And I'm still very shook up and overwhelmed by it. And it's I've only called club members. I'm still waiting for the event really to be take place and that before I do main social media or something. But it's I had a fair few club members nominate me. So I had an email the other day saying I've won one of them, and it's
well, you know what, mate?
I'll be honest, because I'm still overwhelmed by it all, really.
No, you know what? Good on you. You bloody deserve it. You've put a lot of effort into that. You've gone through loads, and I actually nominated you as well.
Did
I'm
you?
not going to lie. Yeah, I nominated you. But yeah, you know what? You put so much effort into running your little clubs, creating a community, to getting people back in every week, and to getting and keeping your group together. You bloody deserve it. So don't feel like you know, take it in your stride, because you can only go in leaps and bounds. And of course, Dunk, you nominated yourself. But you know, if there are people out there, you know, you look at all these YouTube accounts, you look at all the social media accounts. Look at me, I'm a hero. I get stuff for free and I paint it. Like, do one. This is the sort of grassroots heroes. So well done, mate. Good on you.
No, thank you. No, you know, you don't expect. Well, I don't run a club to win awards anyway. You know, I don't do it for titles or nothing. But yeah, it just feels unreal. You know, I just feel it's very to win such a for Warhammer as well. You know, to win something as big as one of their prestigious awards, it's really like it's mind blowing.
I would say,
it's
just as big as I would say it's just as big as winning a golden demon.
Yeah, I suppose, in that sense, but it's people have nominated you, so you haven't done it yourself, which is like, and to have people speak so highly of you, which is like, I'm very low on my own confidence anyway, so so to people to nominate you for the work you do, which I think are just, it's just what I do, you know what I mean? I don't do anything different. I just open the doors every week and set tables up for people at the end of the day. It's like,
it's those small little things to yourself that you don't really think about too much on your day to day. But, like you say, the effort that you've put into it, you did it on your own for so long and everything, man. It's like, you deserve... The recognition needs to go out to people that deserve it, as opposed to those who clamour for it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the way that you got to look at it, man. And you know what? When I'm next up at Warhammer World at some point this year, I think I'm going to look out. I'll look out for your name and I'll take you a picture of it. And I know him.
Yeah. I think that's the most mad thing about it. You have your name in Bugman's Bar, which is like that's just mental. You know what I mean? Like a Warhammer, life goal. It's it's just mental. I walk in Bugman, see my name on the wall. It's like it's crazy, and it's just Yeah,
there you go. As Colin's Painting Adventures says, not all heroes wear capes. They run wargaming clubs.
Yeah. But no, it was just a shock to me. Which I might do a post over the weekend about it, but I've posted in like the club WhatsApp groups and stuff. Mainly thank everyone for nominating me. But I wasn't expecting to. I know a few people did, but I wasn't expecting to win one of them. And it's people like Doug. That Doug 2 Plus Tough, is it? He does all the law videos. He's won it tonight. So if people like that, it's like, how am I being compared to them, kind of thing. It's really
you've done off the back. I'm going to won it as well. A guy called Hobby Vices who does the Secret Santa worldwide. I assume when you set this club up, your ambition wasn't to become a Warhammer hero. The same as Hobby Vices wasn't to become a Warhammer hero. It was a bit of fun, a wee bit of community, and giving something back to the hobby, which probably gave you so much as well. Just putting that tiny wee bit. And to be nominated for an award now, I'm not 100% sure I nominated you. I think I might have, because Penge put on his story or told us that he had nominated you. So, but I definitely nominated somebody. But my magnificent question has just came back in my old noggin. So, since you're quite young, and obviously with the top on leaps and bounds in the last 5 years, compared to when you played Warhammer, compared to and how secretive it was compared to now. How much of a difference is the hobby to when you first on your journey since in the last? Let's say you're over the age of 25, by having a 10-year-old daughter. So, how much did it
Yeah.
help you?
So, massively. So when I first started, I was still in primary school actually, so I was probably about year 6, year 5, something like that. And when you used to bring like toys in, everyone brought Warhammer, and that was the thing to bring in at time. But trying to find clubs and that, it was very hard. I mean, my mum and dad took me to Birmingham Warhammer store every week with my brother to play Lord of the Rings, where they did like this kids club every Saturday or something. So we used to go on a train, play that for a couple of hours. But after that, when that stopped, it was very hard to find games, and uh, I had a few years where I didn't do Warhammer at all because I didn't know where to play. There was no one really doing it. Most people got out of it, and then high school arrived, and there was a Warhammer club at the first year when I was there, but then the teacher left and it stopped.
See that
And then
talk about skill. Sorry
a
for
couple of years
interrupting.
after,
Like, I used to be part of the chess club in my school, and there was it was like certain people that went to the chess club in our school. So and they
yeah,
would kind of be picked on by killer kids or whatever. Would the Warhammer Club have been similar to that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
would you say that's that aspect of how social accepting it is has changed from then to now?
oh, 100%. I mean, when I did Warhammer Club, because I was in year 7, it wasn't really much of an issue, so just year 7, playing with his toys kind of thing. So, but I used to get bullied at school anyway because I sort of went emo and listened to like heavy metal and that. So, I used to get bullied anyway. So, playing Warhammer really didn't um, bother me at all because I used to get beat up anyway, whatever I did. So, it's, yeah. So, but I think, now, I want, with Clubber now, I want to make that environment where anyone can turn up, regardless of what you look like, you know, what the army looks like, and just play, because that's what I didn't have when I needed it the most. I didn't have a club I could go to and meet friends and, meet new people to play. We used to have a gaming shop in Litchfield, and um, I found it very cliquey. Unless he was part of their group, he wasn't really welcome. So, but they shut down a couple of years. Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 years before I started the club, actually. But yeah, I never felt welcome in there. So, yeah, but I think we're the only Warhammer club in Litchfield now. I know there's Ball Game Club who meet on a Monday night who are really nice guys, but yeah, Warhammer wise, we are, I think, the only club in Litchfield. Yeah.
See, I always think that's really weird when you go to a shop and like people are always clicky with each other and not accepting the people who also do the same thing that they do. Like,
Yeah.
I remember hanging around a Games Workshop store when I first got into it, like 16, 17, and there was like the main cool kid within the subgroup group, and I always thought it was weird to start off with, like how they were the popular kids in the group, and then somehow I ended up hanging out with them all. I can't remember for the life of me. I think we all went and played Counter-Strike one day or something weird. I just got invited along because I was in the shop. But I never understand why you would want to exclude someone from doing the same thing that you love doing.
Well, it's funny enough, I met my wife in that shop, mainly because I played her brother a game because I could see no one was giving him a game. It was about 13, 15, 13, 14, something like that, and I was, probably about 18, 19. So, I was working as a chef at the time, and, I used to go in there weekends, and I could see this kid every week, and he wasn't getting in game. So one week I said, okay, I'll give you a game, and, I started battling him weekly then. And, I happened to sit down and do some painting, and, the only space was next to my now wife, and we just started talking, and never looked back, and then ended up marrying her, and we got 2 kids together. And so if people say you never find love in a Warhammer shop, I'm living proof you can. So it's that's some of my claim to fame for finding love in a Warhammer store, because I did. So
Just give you
it's
the
not
water
just
for that then.
So but,
you didn't casually spill a paint pot over and go, oh, sorry, let me buy you a drink.
No, not quite, no. In all fairness, because I used to go on Sundays, and I used to go out drinking the night before, so I was really hungover most of the time when I went in there. So it's excuse me. Yeah, but that's
Funny the
one.
places you'll find love.
Yeah, one of the good things that came from the shop, I suppose. It's it's but then I ended up giving him my entire orc army for free.
You did get your sister, so that's a pretty.
Which is
I think he traded her in for you for the orcs. Do you know what I mean? 18th century. I'll trade you my sister. You give me a couple of cows, and you're like, I'll have your sister. Here's my orcs.
Yes. I'll have a regiment of you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I traded my orcs for a sister. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Does he still play then, the brother?
No, he doesn't play no more. No, it's no. He's probably about 25, something like that now. 27, something like that. So he's moved down to Bristol way, and
His other sisters, is that what he's doing?
enough.
We tried it more.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
He's trading them and selling them on eBay.
So tell me this: as a Warhammer hero cult leader that you are, what is your crisp of choice that you like to eat?
Oh wow. I do like the Thai sweet chili walkers. That I know they're a bit fun. But they are really nice. Sensations are they called, something like that. Yeah. They are nice. But I do like just plain salt and vinegar. I think I like really nice Walker's salt and vinegar. Just
as all good cult leaders do, try and avoid like proper religion. What crisp do you avoid?
Oh, I'm not a massive fan of beef flavour crisps. I like beef, but beef flavour crisps I've never felt that taste like beef. So it's a funny taste, I think.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, probably beef flavour, which is really weird because I do like beef, but beef flavour crisps are a bit meh, I think.
I think you're right, though. I think you're right. Like, I don't mind a beef flavour crisp, but I had a bit of roast beef the other day, and thinking on it, it tastes nothing like the crisp, like same as chicken crisp. Yeah, they don't really get it right, do they?
Roast chicken crisps as well, I'll be like, meh. It doesn't taste like chicken.
But it's funny because everything tastes like chicken, so you think chicken flavour crisps would taste like chicken. You know what I mean? When you're down your sensation and your salt and vinegar crisps, what would be your fizzy pop, as they say in England? What would be your fizzy pop of choice?
Oh, it depends what mood I'm in. I mainly drink like Pepsi Max Cherry or Coke Zero or whatever's on offer. Really, I'm not one of these where you have to pick Pepsi or Coke. I'll just pick whatever's on offer. I like them both. Probably a nice you know,
Connoisseur.
Max Sherry or something.
Connoisseur.
Yeah.
Now, I want to change the last question because you threw in that you said you went through a bit of an emo stage back in the day. So if you could travel, if young Josh could travel back in time and money was no object, what band would you have liked to have seen live back in the day?
Sea Live.
No, Sea Live.
Oh, Sea Live, sorry. What band haven't I seen live? That's the thing. I've seen a fair few. I haven't seen Black Sabbath live. I would love to see Ozzy before he was a bit cabbage where he is now. You know, I would love to see Ozzy, 15, 20 years ago, where he was still at it,
Well, what band would you like to see for the first time again then?
Oh, third time. I mean,
that's why you're here. That's why we're the Inquisition.
Third time. I mean, I love the band Sabaton, and I've seen them twice, and I've absolutely loved it both times. And yeah, they're just so good. The thing about history and that. So, like, I'll listen to a song, and then I'll research what the song's about, and then it's just just so good live. And every time I go see him, it's like watching them for the first time, And it's
what about you, Casey? What band would you like to see live or see for the first time again?
Bands. There's a lot of bands I haven't seen properly. Like, I got to see the Rolling. I was saying to someone I work with today. I got to see the Rolling Stones a couple of years ago, pre-lockdown, but it was in the same stadium that the Olympics was in East London, and the sound literally just went straight through the roof and out into the air. So you couldn't really hear them. You could see Mick Jagger prancing around like an absolute nutter. But I would probably say the Rolling Stones, but in a different venue. And I'm going to ask a follow-on question from there. And I'm going to ask a couple of other questions. We're going completely off topic now, Josh, so don't worry about that.
Yep, no, that's fine.
This is a good question in the same vein, but if you could erase one film from your memory and watch it again for the first time, what would that be?
Oh, Saving Private Ryan.
Fair enough. That's easy answered.
Absolutely one of the best films ever. Just actually a brilliant film. If I could watch that first time again, it's just so good. I just love it.
I still watch it every now and again. So it's on my when I'm bored to watch repeat list, like Predator and all the old classics. And something me and my mates were talking about today, it was something I saw on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah.
Film that is set over the course or less than 24 hours. Which is your favourite? So I'm talking things like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You can throw in stuff like Training Day. You got something that basically happens over the course of one day.
Oh, wow. I don't know many films.
The Longest Day for me.
Oh.
Film. What are you laughing at that for?
I mean, you're right on that, Don. Fair enough. It's about D-Day. Yeah, it's a great film.
I don't know, actually. I'm trying to think of a film I enjoy, though, which is second one day.
See, this is the thing. There's so many out there that you probably have watched, but because they don't really talk about it in the film, like, straight away, I can think of three. Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3.
See, I've never seen the Die Hard films. I know that's really bad, but I know. But it's I'm not a massive film fan, to be fair. I don't watch many films, I have to say. So I'm normally watching like some random YouTube or
Well, if anybody cares about my concerts, I'd like to see live for the first time ever would be Faith No More.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, Duncan. You asked it, you don't get to answer it yourself. But no, this is just like silly little things that I've been thinking about today, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to ask it. And don't go on then. Seeing as you felt left out, what film set over the course of a day?
I literally
is your
just said
favourite?
fucking The Longest Day. You're not listening to me.
I thought we were taking the piss. It's set in a day. It's called Longest Day.
No,
Oh, yeah, I just thought it was you being you.
It's when you first see James Bond, and there's just like all that perspective of the TV London. Man.
There you go. If you haven't seen that, Josh, watch that.
Yes, I'll get to it. I've got a whole list of films I haven't watched.
And,
So,
you asked earlier about like a film that I'd like to watch. I totally agree with Walkgate Studios. Event Horizon, that film scared. And I was in the military at the time. I had to go into a 4-man room because I was feeling scared. Big, tough military man. I was never big and tough. Well, I'm big, but fat. But I, like, Horizon scared the bejesus out of me. I had to sleep in the 4-man room for at least a week. That scared the shit out of me, to be honest.
I know we've talked about that in the past, and that's it. I don't know if you're into the scarier stuff, Josh. That's sort of, it's an unofficial 40K film, people describe it as, because it's a spaceship that goes across the universe by bending reality and stuff. So, you know, it fits into all of that lore.
It's got a really good cast. It's Sam Neill.
It's worth a watch.
Butler from Gotham. Can't remember his name. Sean Pertwee.
Sean Pertwee.
No.
And the bad guy that was in The Patriot.
Oh, no.
Glory guy. Can't remember his name either. Great film. It's like a very good horror sci-fi film. But man, you need to start watching the Die Hard films, man. Die Hard 2 is the best film, one of the best films of all time. Cinema history. The SWAT guy goes to Terminator 2, what do I look like? And Terminator 2 goes, I sit and duck, and then just shoots him in the head. Like, straightforward answer. It's Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, is he?
Yeah, that's Terminator 2.
Robert Patrick. Okay, he's the T-1000, but I know what you're getting at. I'm being pedantic. Sorry,
it's turning into farce now. Sorry, Josh. That's usually what happens.
Yeah,
we start having rambunctious conversations.
That's all right. Now, you know, I mean, if you watch them on a rock live, we always go off tangent. So yeah, you know,
it's usually me that causes it. To be fair,
so, right. You know, but that what it should be about. You know, you should be able to talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, totally. Now, since we're totally off topic already, and this is running into a car crash scenario here. What do you do? What do you like to do when you're not like organising your cult members and paying people to vote you as a Warhammer hero? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I mean, I like watching football. Football's quite. I do like watching football. That's my sport. I don't go West Bromwich Albion, unfortunately. Which, yeah, not the best, but you know they're about 40 minutes away from me, so you know they're quite local space. And yeah, but I've supported them ever since I was a kid, so you know it's yeah.
Albion and not football. All right.
Yeah, that's the Blues fan.
See, I know that's something that we've discussed in the past as well, is you're following the Albion and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, you're stuck between West Brom and Stoke, and I don't think I'd want to support Stoke. So you've probably made the better of the two choices.
In all fairness, Stoke's... But although Stoke Staffordshire, it's quicker to get to West Bromwich than it is Stoke from Lichfield, which is, yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, the most localist team to us in the football league is probably Burton Albion or Walsall, but you know, but my brother got me into West Bromwich Albion as a kid, so I've always supported them. You know,
It's the better choice. I went to Walsall once, and at half time they drove a burger van into the away end. It was really surreal, and the thing just stunk of fried onions. So you know, you made the right choice there.
Yeah, but no, I do enjoy watching football, and I try to watch, whatever games on TV. Really, I'll watch. It's I'm not too bothered who it is. I just enjoy watching football, and yeah, so what I do my hobby. I don't play, but I do enjoy watching it. I'm some armchair fan, as they're called. But if I had the money, I would go more often. But it's just like money for plastic crack or money to go watch football. You have to pick sometimes, don't you?
Yeah.
But, yeah. But no, I do enjoy watching football. So yeah, I'll watch pretty much any football. It's yeah.
So with the club, going back to that for a minute.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about where you've come from. And this is something I've always asked people, no matter what their interests, no matter what they're into. Obviously, I posed the same question last week to my larger games. Where do you see the club in 2, 3, 4 years' time? Are you expanding? You getting bigger space? You happy where you are?
At the moment, I think we're quite happy where we are, because there is another room we can hire out in the same building. So if we are overflow, we'll move into there. But then I think our main goal will be just have it consistent and, just be there for people. I want to try and run a few more open events where people can come and, maybe do open days and maybe do like a games day, where we can hire a big venue and, we have like sort of a Free Spies gaming convention, or something, where, something like that maybe, but yeah, something like that maybe, where people can, come to club and, it's Free Spies, we know that, it's so good there, which a lot of people do now actually, but, yeah, we just want people to enjoy the hobby. That's the main thing, whatever ability you are, we want people to feel welcome. We want, yeah, it's a big family.
Something. Yeah, I mean, I think you're onto something with like even mentioning an open day or something, because you think about Salute, you think about the South East London Wargaming funds. They're the big ones down we got in London.
Yeah,
and they just started off as silly little open days, but now they take over huge convention halls. They got loads of like clubs from all over London and all over the country coming along and demonstrating and showcasing things. So I think it'd be a good way of like also sort of networking up in your area, sort of staff up in the Midlands and stuff, and sort of having an alternative. Because I know obviously we mentioned UK Games Expo, that's going to be that's always the massive one up there.
Oh yeah,
but it's you know what, that's not a bad little shout that you've got going on and having to think about, and something you can develop.
Yeah, and just welcome more people to the hobby, get people, because I'll be honest, I don't really promote the club around Lichfield that often much, I don't know how, the only place I have it is our little local gaming shop and social media,
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, I asked the paper to do an article on it, and they came out and took photos and that, but never posted anything. So I've never really gone back to like, some of your papers and stuff, because, there wasn't bothered then. So if it's going good now, why should we bother? You know what I mean? If they didn't want to support us from the start, I just think, well, I'm doing it because we're being successful. When we're starting out, where was you? You know me? But word of mouth
in the club,
has been the best.
What's the kind of split between boys and girls?
So obviously it is mainly male dominated, but we do have Helen, who's our treasurer, who's on the committee, and we do have maybe about 3 or 4 other ones who turn up quite regularly. Then there's probably about 15 in total I know of who have been to club. And whether they just do hobbying or to play a bit Warhammer, some of them, or some of them just come to chill for a bit, and one of them brings a baby daughter who was 6 months old when she first started coming. She's about 18 months now, so but we welcome everyone. You know what I mean? We do welcome. As long as you respect us and respect people's models, and you know what I mean. Not an absolute arse at club. We welcome anyone. We'll give everyone a chance. Regardless of disability. We've got a lot of like autistic people at club as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them are neurodivergent, autistic, and they'll come with the headphones. One of the lads, I won't mention names, but I've been helping him build his Thousand Sons army over the past couple of weeks. He's just going to Warhammer. It's the first time he's felt like he's found a club where he feels welcome and accepted, and he comes with his mum or dad every week, even though he is old enough to be on his own, but he wants our insurance, and that's fine. And he's absolutely brilliant, and to see him grow, in confidence every week, and it's just really nice to see, and but that's not just down to me. That's because all the members are welcoming.
It sounds like you're building a really nice community, social, and a nice safe space for people as well. And I can see why.
Yeah.
Your award, because as Ben's touched on it, like people goes out looking for followers or the big look at me and things like that. I mean, this is it's turned into a kind of full-time job, really, with all the behind the scenes, and people don't see that. So to get that acceptance, and if you ever find out what happened to the 2nd and the 11th Legion, because you're now one of those Warhammer heroes, give me a shout and let me know, because I want to know what happened to those legions.
Yeah. No, I don't think they give him the keys to Warhammer World there, fella.
Well, I'll let you know. I don't think they will, but
you'll learn the old secret handshake, so you'll unlock all the doors in the world for them.
Yeah. Yeah. But I am. I wouldn't say I'm proud of it, but I am grateful. People have recognised what I do. But I haven't done it for that. Like I said in the club's group chat the other day, you guys made the club. I just run it. You know what I mean? Without you guys, it wouldn't be a club anyway. So it's down to everyone who comes to club, who makes the club. I'm just I say probably the face of the club, really. You know what I mean? I'm this guy signs all the paperwork and all the boring stuff, really.
But I look forward to your acceptance speech when you stand up there in Warhammer World and say, I'd do the Conor McGregor and say, I'd like to take this moment to thank absolutely no one. I've done this my own. To the lot of you.
Well, they've gave me 3 options where I want to walk there, really. One's in Nottingham, the other's like Atlanta, Georgia, and the other one's Tokyo, Japan. And I'm thinking, like, how the hell am I going to get to Georgia or Tokyo? It's like,
fly me out there.
Unless they're paying for me to fly out there, I've got no chance of getting out there. You know what I mean? Not that I'm going to do, but it's the other two. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it can Nottingham, but
free holiday. Yeah. Go.
But I say if they pay for me, fair play, I'll go. But it's and I'll take one person with me.
I'm busy, so you can take me off your list.
So but no, I mean, I'll be honest. Rob's been an absolute rock for me as well. I can't. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. In the hobby, he's the one who's always pushed me. He's always told me to follow my dreams, and ever since I started Instagram, and he's always been a massive supporter of me. And I wouldn't be there without him as well. If anyone don't know the Cat or Rabbit scale model studios,
You know what?
He always say.
Just on that, I'll cut you off. Sorry there, mate. You are right. He is an unsung hero himself in the sort of stuff that he does out there. He's not interested in the plaudits. He just likes doing it, and he wants other people to like doing it and help them out. And Inferno Miniatures is exactly the same. Our mate Rich, he's blinding, and you ask them questions, they've got all the time in the day for you. So, you know, it is amazing when you've got the support of people like that behind you. I mean, people ask me questions, and I'm thinking, why are you asking me? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I try, I direct them all where, you know, they can get the support and stuff and what's good. So it is nice that you've got that backing of some good people. You know, that always makes a difference, doesn't it?
I think that's why club's really good as well, because if I don't know the answer, someone else will, you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm just a book of knowledge, you know. I couldn't tell you every single rule in Warhammer, you know, I'll forget half of them anyway, but I'll just throw some dice, it'll be fine, you know. I'm sort of that approach, very relaxed, you know. Hence why I lose 95% of my games, but, you know, I do it for fun. I don't do it for like, oh, I have to know, you know, every single rule in the book, you know. I'll give someone a basic demo, and that's fine, you know. But I think as soon as people get basics, and it ends up to them to learn the armies, then, isn't it? Really. But without people like Rob and Clive, you know, who comes to the club every week and helps, and you know, the club wouldn't be where it is today anyway, you know. And Ed, who comes, and you know, or the other committee members, you know, it's not just me now. It is a group of us running it, I suppose. I suppose I'm just the face of it, and you know, I wish I could give them all a medal, really, because they all deserve it, you know, as much as I do, really. It's
well, mate, you know what? I think, given the time, we've had you on here for nearly 90 minutes. You've been an absolute superstar for us tonight, mate. Thank you very much for coming on and chatting to us. And you know what? We're going to have you back on. You've got no choice in the matter. We always say, oh, it'd be nice to have someone back on, but no, we're having you back on at some point, so don't worry.
Absolutely fine. No, sorry I cancelled last time. I wasn't in a very good mental health.
No. You know what? We understand. We understand. You know. And, you know, I've talked to you on here on and off for ages. You know, Dunk's obviously said, give him a shout. We're always happy to have a chat with you. It doesn't matter about what. You can even just message us and say West Brom are shite, and we'll probably agree with you. So,
I'll agree with that. You know, but no, appreciate it. No, it's I always get live near Christmas. I'll be honest, but it's not a good time of year for me.
But tell you what, it's a bit like I say, you deserve that award. You worked hard, and you know what you get back in life what you put into it. I think is what someone always says.
You know, and I'll be honest, because I'm not working and that as well. I think it's my way of paying back to the community. You know, I had to give up work for my circumstances. You know, it's my way of giving back as well. You know, I'm not just, I suppose, sitting on my arse all day and waiting for nothing. You know, I'm trying to get out there and make positive change what I can, you know, with the ability I've got, you know, and resources I've got, you know, and it's my way of giving back, I suppose.
You're doing cracking, mate. Keep doing it.
Thank you. No,
whatever you're doing, it's working. And if you do decide to go ahead with Free Spires Fest, I'll quite happily try and help out where I can with that. I think Dunk would probably do the same. And right, so let's wind down. Our last usual question is, where can people find you online? Where's your club? Promote yourself. Off you go.
So obviously online we've got social media, so Facebook and Instagram is probably the best ways. We are on Twitter and Threads, and I've just started a TikTok, but really can't get my head around that. But yeah, Twitter and not Twitter, Instagram and Facebook are the main pages. We have got a members group as well, so if you do want to try and come to the club and talk to people, we have got a private group for people to join and, you know, arrange games. Same with WhatsApp. But yeah, Instagram's probably the main one, Free Spice Gaming Group. We run every Friday night at Kirby Community Centre in Lichfield. It's from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. You're bring your own beers if you're old enough as well, which is always a nice little touch. As long as you don't get absolutely smashed or shot every time with Imperial Guard guys, you know, because we're not responsible for how much you drink, and obviously if you start being asked, we'll throw you out, but we've never had that happen. But yeah, anyone's welcome. You have to be over the age of 13 to come alone. If not, you have to become an adult. And yes, there's a small entry fee, £3, but that includes that's just for the room hire and the refreshment. We get all the money gets back, gets put back into clubs. So you know, we're a non-profit organisation, so we sort of basically a charity, but not official registered charity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so any profits are straight back in the club and reinvested. So you know, I don't get paid for this or you know anything. But yeah, yeah. So follow us on Instagram and now to follow more of the club. I do like posting club members' work. I'm starting to do that a bit more often now, and you know we're trying to build a community for everyone. You know, like Warhammer slogan says, Warhammer is everyone, but wargaming is for everyone.
Yes.
And you know, it's not just Warhammer we do. If anyone is passionate about game, don't come down and do a demo. There's always people looking for alternative games sometimes, you know, something a bit new. Yeah, so I'm always welcome people to bring new games down to pub as well, because that's how people learn about games, don't they? You know, you have something you're passionate about, you bring it down and hope it snowballs, you know, and people start playing it then. So, yeah. And if people just want to come down for a chat, just come down, you know. I'm always happy for a cup of tea and a chat, you know. If someone's feeling a bit down or whatever, you know. Yeah. But yeah, that's it really, I suppose.
Nice one, Josh. Mate, thank you very much.
If anybody's got any miniatures out there that they're not going to use or paint or ever play with, I'm pretty sure Josh will happily take anything. So if there are people in his community that can't afford anything or anything like that, back with Josh, and maybe you can throw him a couple of Space Marines or a couple of bolt action guys, or maybe a couple of Battle Masters guys, or someone. If anybody plays Battle Masters in the club, yeah, got it in, boys, got it in there right at the end. But no, thanks for joining us tonight, Josh. It's been an absolutely pleasure, and thanks for sharing your news with us as well.
That's right. No, you are the first people outside club to hear about it, apart from my mum and dad. You know, it's you should feel honoured. But so whoever's been on this live or listens to this live will know now. But
we'll put the news out as well. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you both again. Because it's been so long since Thatcher spoke to you in like this, you know. So yeah, it's been really nice to have a live again. I haven't done a live in so long. I was a bit nervous coming on because I haven't done one for so long, and you know, I was made sure I didn't have a coughing fit as well. So
thanks very much again.
It's no, it's my pleasure. Absolutely, cracking as always. So yeah,
lovely. Cheers, fella. Right, next week, I believe our guest will be Luke Panache. It will be on a different day because he doesn't do Wednesdays. I am going to confirm that with him and we'll come back to you. And until then, I believe that is everything. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for getting involved in the chat. Pleasure to host and see you all again, and we'll catch you all next time. Josh, again, thank you very much, buddy.
No, my pleasure. Have a good night.
See you
soon.
Cheerio, guys.